Покажу, когда запускать перевод. Ой, запись. Сейчас проверим, что трансляция выполняется на YouTube. Okay, so let's turn our recording. Давайте включать запись на компьютер. Okay. Yeah, we are ready. We can start.
Okay, so let's tune in all together. And now to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Om Namo Adrename, Sugadgurename, Sadgurename, Sri Gurudevename, Adgurename, Sugadgurename, Sadgurename, Sri Gurudevename. So we are invited the birds to join the meeting. It's a very live event in the jungle. So we are really with the rise of energy. We just had 2 weeks ago this level 3 weeks about the light warrior. It was just an amazing daily constant miracle of synchronicity, and the level of frequency was so adjusted and so right. It was really, really impactful, and even myself like almost overwhelmed by the quality of the guidance and the level of the teaching, the group participation spirit, and it was just amazing. So for me, it's really that stepping in a new dimension of teaching as well, which is after so many, many years. It's kind of rewarding to feel that new space where the teaching can just unfold and totally adequate, and the touching and reaching everyone in the exact time and now, which is the only time there is. So I think many sign also at Le Matinee. I mean, right now we are having a level 2, which is the journey into Tantra. That's why I'm here in my office to do this. Time is now. So it's really acceleration of possibility of expression, possibility of impacting the world, and this multidimensionality that we are now really entering if we are open to it. So I think we have passed the time where we could go back, even though after COVID and when people recovered and after the shock and all the economical shock, we were running forth into the old again. Still, we can see there is so many signs, so many events that are showing the ending, the passing this point of non-return. So everything is in a huge spiral of transformation, and it has its own pace. Nothing has to be brutal and urgent. Is like we have the time to breathe through the change if we are open to it. So the ending of the old is the ending of a state of being, because of course the time, it's a total hallucination to believe time as an origin and there will have an end. There is no beginning, no end, as everything is happening in the now. So even the farthest future and the farthest past is all in now. So this is not something to really understand from our functional mind or logical mind, but we can open our space, and that's what is absolutely required now. What was our habit and the old state of being was based on projection in the outside world from within. We needed to reach happiness outside, and we project happiness on many symbols and objects, like a lifestyle, a comfortable lifestyle, producing amazing objects like cars and, you know, Sputnik going to the moon. I mean, we have produced so many things outside based on this compulsion. I will find a happy life when I can manifest the condition to live happily. The problem was that if I am not touching this deep level of contentment when I start with, it is not when I will reach any realization outside that I will be content. And this is not only this, is the relationship between the outside space and the inner space. More I invest energy to manifest huge realization in the outside world, it demands to the heart space to be shrinked, to be boxed, to be limited and compressed. This is sort of the law of reflection between the outer space and inner space. More in the 3D, I engage myself in producing things that have not been there before and expand it. That asks me to shrink myself within. So that what I mean by the end of a state of being, that means we need to transform that completely. We need to concentrate in this inner space and to observe how did we entangle ourselves with so many forms outside, which is like old family profile, old possession, ownership, old kind of investment where we have invest our life energy for sometimes 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and to now go back to ourselves, stop that exhaustion process of trying to push the matter outside and to create more for the sake of having more. And instead of look inside, how constricted is my inner space. Yeah. And to be honest, because this is, I think, the end of a stage of being is ending to behave neurotic. And here is a big, enormous lie. We are lying to ourselves with so many assumptions about ourselves that we are capable to produce and build all that stuff that is outside of ourselves, but actually the doer, it is not us. We didn't realize, we didn't reach the level of humility that is required to observe that anything we build, we have a sort of a free ticket. It is okay, but it is okay to a certain limit. And as we reach the limit of producing, there will be a stop. There will be a stop because the production, the expansion is corrupt. So, but we identify to what we produce and we are proud of that. And that's a collective hallucination. We don't have the capacity, the power to produce anything through doing. This is another lie, because this doing can never give you happiness. Yeah. So, and certainly not when you realize something fully, then you go to a depression, because the question is, what next? So we are running from project to project, realization to realization that are all outside of ourselves. Identifying ourselves to this incredible success, which actually will reach a point of contraction inside, where is the root of our collective depression. But we have a sort of a collective motto: never speak about your depression. And of course, as the time is moving, this being depressed behind a mask is falling apart, and hardly people can hold a fake mask about their depression. And of course, it's not like maybe a psychiatric depression, but everybody is entangled in what we call the cold depression. You know, it's like meaningless, no motivation, no energy. So all these are a sign that we need to change our state of being from concentrating on doing, producing more and more and more, and to come into being within ourselves. And in that constricted space within ourselves, which we judge ourselves unconsciously, incompetent, unsatisfied, incomplete. We have so many judgments about this self against ourselves. Yeah, we need to get out of that way of identifying ourselves, which is not true, which is a projection of many persona identification. Yeah, and to let go of that need to be identified to anything outside, and start to open up inside and invite this ether element, the space element, within ourselves, and start by that. Yeah, stop the doing implication, and stop the time for some time in your day that you prioritize. This is the time beyond time within myself, where I invite a space, and as soon as I sit with myself, which I don't know, but I assume there is a self somewhere inside me that must be here. Yeah, it's a presence, it's something. Yeah? So when I sit in silence with that inner space, I put my hands around the heart center, because that's the door, it's the portal. The heart center in Kundalini Yoga, we call it heart chakra, that is a space of consciousness that can, it's like a platform that communicates with all dimension, and especially between the 3D, our functional mind with multidimensionality. But when that space is totally shrinked, there is no space. We suffocate. Within ourselves, we suffocate. How long can you tolerate to sit with yourself as a kind observer of yourself in your own presence? Yeah, have you tried this? I think very, very soon you get totally bored because you're not doing anything. And we are so conditioned that the excitement of life is through doing, that when we enter the space of being, it's very, very, very small, few minutes. It's unbelievable. We are not aware of ourselves. And we are totally, compulsively going into distraction in the outside world. Our whole society is based on a market of distraction. Anything is a distraction. Partnership is a distraction. The work is a distraction. Nobody asks you to be aware in your work. All they ask you is to be productive. You have to have result. You understand? And more result. But nobody asks you that appreciate your presence. Yeah? Who's talking about that? It's nonsense. So you see the shift of time is ending the time of being through doing and come back into being. And the minute sit with yourself and you increase the inner space, what's going on in that inner space? First is emptiness, of course, that is a boredom. There is a time where you don't appreciate to be with yourself because it's embarrassing. You know, it's like a voyeurist, somebody looking behind the curtain. This is your ego, personality, and all the identification of, they don't like to be seen. It's like to be controlled. Yeah, this is a horror movie. So the first step in the practice, and that's what we call meditation, that is today a must to shift our state of manifestation. When you increase the inner space, what is the implication? Is that when the inner space is big, you don't need to do it manifest. That the universe comes through to you. Universe has millions of things to offer. It's all offered. It's all given. But we believe that we need to possess these things that have been given from day one. Because we are so small inside, then we need to be big outside. When we stop to exhaust our life and the collective consciousness into this kind of action, we're going to start to reverse our attitude within and open this giant space, infinite space within ourselves. Therefore, all will be manifested and given in a very amazing way. And that somehow that's level 3 we have practically experienced that when you give a chance to have as big possible inner space and trust, so that's the second super pillar of the time now, and we have to somehow reconquer our trust. You know, we get so much information, intoxication by information that are absolutely corrupt. We are confused and we are destabilized. The end of the world where we were collectively choosing to live in a dream. Live in a dream stage means hallucinating, that we are in an imaginary world. We have created this through our imagination, and we gave form to our imagination to run away from fear, from boredom, from insecurity. Yeah. So if we bring this back into ourselves, we are destabilized. We have not been educated and trained to trust our true self. Yeah. Of course, we have no relationship. So there is no place where the true self is. Your true identity, which is the real you, is not based on any imaginary and projective identity. It is not a personality, it's not a character, it is you. It's undescribable. But that's what yoga is teaching us since thousands of years, but very, very few people have catch it and have practiced it and are actually real with themselves and with the universe. So that connection to the true self, which is real, is the frequency that is within you when you have opened this space within. In that frequency, in that connection of the space within, emerge the trust. Trust is a one-way business. And this today is so questioned. We don't trust our logic because it's defeated. We don't trust all the faith we had in the science, the evolution of this humanity, that the human race is the upgraded species on this planet. We are the master of the world. And now we're facing that we are in a limit, we are in collapsing, we are unmanageable collectively, and nothing can make sense anymore. So, by the way, all of us identify to any sort of culture, groups, projection, country projection, all these identities are falling apart. You don't even know from where country you are, because that's not true, that's not real. But the trust, of course, cannot be constructed on any sort of projection that is ephemeral. Trust is rooted in truth. When you root yourself in the true self, that frequency of knowing is given to you. I know that I know. There is a sense of incredible presence, security, strength that I know, I trust. So it is not in dollar I trust, is not in God I dwell and trust, is it within me I trust. There is no God in the clouds anymore. There is no belief system anymore I can trust, because they all proved they were fake, limited, and manipulative. So instead of, falling apart with the falling of the image, we need to take the counterfeit and realize that is an amazing time where we can get rid of any sort of imaginary reality and be in touch, be touched by the real, which is non-dualistic. The real is one, yeah. That's what we talk, what we share about true identity. Nobody understands what is the true identity. It cannot be understood by the mind. As soon as there is a mind, there is two, left and right, plus minus. You cannot get out of that. So the perception of the real self is an embracing experience of what is in this silence of your heart. This discussion, there is no question over there. Yeah. So you understand the parallel with all what I'm describing now or trying to share with you, and the practice of meditation. I think this is all the goal of yoga, to stop the chittavritti, to really come into that space of calmness, quietness. And what is in that space? You are touched. It's not that you are looking for anything, that you are touched by the universal love, by the universal goodness, and kindness of the universe, because that universe is totally in order, and we do not have the power to mess it up. We can mess it up to a certain point, and it will realign in a snap. Bang. It's all coming back into balance again. So it's transitory. Our sense of time is so short and so small that, of course, we see something that evolved into a corruption over 1,000 years. But what is 1,000 years in the creation that is beyond time? Is a nonsense, is nothing. So there is no catastrophe to happen. You know, this is not the way we should consider, and certainly not focus on the drama. You know, the communication means today on all medias try to witness a drama that is becoming more and more intense. You cannot believe that, you cannot trust that, you cannot rely that, you cannot let that frequency touching you. So that's why I say the trust is not in anything outside. The trust is an experience you must give to yourself. And today, the acceleration of this relative time is so that we need to do this practice several times a day. It's not just once in the morning. We used to say sadhana is the foundation of the spiritual life. You have to get up in the morning by love, by your love, to meet with yourself. But today, we need to recall ourselves, the presence to ourselves all along the day, because we get lost in such a flood of information. So dive deep daily in this basic true nature of you and true self existence as a practical experience. That is a must. That is my advice, to go through the time that is coming. You understood? It's now several months that I'm saying this transition of humanity is accelerating, but it can take another 24 or 5 years. So it's not like wait until I see something happen. It is not a time to wait. It's a time to awaken out of the collective dream and hallucination based on all our imagery and imagination, and go back to experience the real frequency, the true self frequency. So through expanding the inner space, that is a practice that we have to put in motion. We can start to see the world manifesting for us what we need. So therefore, the solution of the new human, or there is no strategy, there is no projection, there is no plan, is just concentrate on opening the inner space, and you're going to start witnessing the sign of a manifestation that is supportive, manifestation that open door for you. It's like being a witness of constant magic is so exalting. You know, every time you are touched by this, the hand of God in bracket, that see how synchronicity is manifesting around you, whatever you need. That is so joyful, rejoicing, and it will confirm that your trust was right. You understand? It is the same. If we increase the trust, if you start trusting, be in touch with that trust, and it manifests, then it increases, it expands, and it goes with the expansion of this inner space. Yeah. Of course, if you the opposite journey, that you start identify to the drama and want to protect yourself and have all kind of strategy, you entangle in the dramatic side of the picture, and that will be your reality. So this is so powerful today to understand that the power of our psychic in connection with the collective psychic create our individual reality. So if you choose your individual psychic frequency, it will align with the collective psychic and attract exactly what you need for that frequency. So it's very, very, very important to move out of a dream and hopeless hope and come back to this frequency of basic kindness to yourself and to your environment. So through the acceleration of the outside world, we are forced to make choices in a rhythm that is much, much accelerated. You know, in the past, you would take a decision and it will last for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Today, when you look back a month ago, when we had our other time is now, and today, you have already taken decisions that are obsolete today. It's incredible how fast it goes. Sometimes it's over a few days or in a week. You were totally on one thing and a week later it's gone, it's obsolete. So we kind of moving out of a mechanical living into a dream stage where we are comfortable sleeping, into a constant shock, be reawakened constantly, almost every day. And that is somehow the change. I mean, if we move from the comfort to be entangled in a dream stage where it's comfortable and you are not forced to reconsider things and redecide, etc., you move in a world where actually instantly you have to be a professional of choice. You have to have that new skills, that aligning yourself with your truth, with the knowing in you, with the trust that you vibrate and you decide how to go through what the outside is, imagery outside, but it's not coming from within, it's what you see outside. So it's very different. When you see the world through your trust and through the real self, you will not see the same reality as if you are entangled in the dream stage. I guess everybody understand that? It's clear. So it shows how we can disentangle ourselves and be able to make the right choices, because now it's not good or bad, you know, be moralistic or be like this, or it's not a point to be saintly, to be a good person, all that stuff. It's to be right. We have to be extremely sharp, right on the edge. So that is kind of scary because we don't know. So knowing from within, we don't need to know about anticipation. And that is a relief in a way, yeah? People in the dream, they're entangled in a perception that the future will be okay, don't worry, la, la, la. This is all a lie because it's no reality. But if you are rooted in the now and feel that security rooted in the real self and in the truth, you know that, you know, this cannot be destabilized. It will give you an incredible strength, and to the point that you remain, more you practice this, more you remain an observer of the movie. You know, it is not happening to you, it's happening on the screen of the samsara, on the screen of the Maya. It's all around us, but it is not happening to you. So that stage is called observer, is when you are aware out of the dream, aware of the dream. That is an amazing step. And I think that's what I mean, like ending, a time of ending, is that we are ending being entangled in the dream, in the collective dream, and we have a chance to observe it, just completely contemplate. So, and in the observation, when you observe what is happening, as you do not identify to what's going on outside, you can remain established in your neutrality and kindness toward anything. Because ultimately, if you let things happen through this pendulum movement, that everything is in constant movement, what is here today will be there tomorrow. There is nothing to worry about that movement. And you constantly can be kind to what is at the moment it show before you. So there is no need to check it out of the time impact. We are beyond, when you are observer, you're beyond time. You give a chance to the time to resolve everything, dissolve the blocks and the problem, and they dissolve themselves. Obviously, it all will dissolve. Yeah. So to keep this higher frequency of perception and to root yourself in your inner space, it's also a good idea to continue to cleanse. I already advised it like 2 months ago when we were about to enter the spring. Now we're entering the summer. It is an incredible period of time where all the energy fire is growing and expanding and in all directions. It's a time to burn also the corruption within ourselves. Yeah. So cleansing diet is always good. Maybe drink more and just clean water. You know what we do as yogi, we always work with fire and water as our main friend somehow. And the water is, you can, when you do your practice, your meditation, have a jug of water that receive this frequency of truth that you are experiencing and downloading through yourself. It goes into the water and you can drink it as your own medicine. So this is the most simple practice of self-healing, is to charge the water with this amazing light frequency that you touch when you are elevating yourself, inspiring yourself, opening yourself into this gentleness, basic kindness, observing all with no judgment, no entanglement. That frequency will go directly in the water. So it's not just a formula, abracadabra, simsalabim, you know, just a mantra. Mantra, they don't solve anything if the consciousness is not with it. Yeah. We call bija a seed in a mantra. The seed need to be activated. And who is activating the seed? It's not just repetition. Repetition is the technical side of the story, but repetition of what? Repetition that I am aware, I am aware, I am aware. You know, it's not repeating a mantra to be in a stage away and not here and grounded. Is every time you repeat that I am not entangled in the dream, in imaginary, I am entangled with the truth. I am here, I am now, I'm conscious, I am aware. So that repetition makes sense, yeah, and it can be conveyed by a mantra. But if you pretend to be in the dream and the mantra will solve the problem for you, this is a complete other lie. What we call spiritual materialism. You cannot pretend that spirituality will solve your tendency to be materialistic, where your only intention is to be happy in this world and to solve your problem. There is no problem. You understand? There is basically no problem. How can you be there to see the world like that? Yeah, that's the whole shift. So I think this is the main message for this time is now. The end of a state of being and the access of really being, yeah, and not projected identity. So I guess if we start that job in the next months, and then we need to really consolidate, constantly come back to it, it will give you these blessings to be guided, to manifest this paradigm, the element of a new paradigm that is descending through you and around you. So I would say maybe the last thing is, again and again, when you are doing this practice, when you feel yourself responsible for bringing, manifesting this frequency of being and being true and kind, then you are operating also like a relay for this amazing synchronicity of transformation. When you become part of this process, you become a lighthouse. People around you that are disoriented, that are lost, that are depressed, desperate, or they are losing their income, they are losing their place, they are losing their land, their possession, their house, their identity, whatever can happen. So many people are displaced. I mean, you can be a place of refreshing light, stabilized energy and frequency that can, just by your presence, your kindness, be effective and inspire people around you. So this is not like a job or a doing, is being a lighthouse, is radiate that connection you establish with your real self, the real true reality, and sweat it out, yeah, radiate it. Okay, so I think we're gonna go into the practice, which is how we can connect with the inner space. So that's the first exercise, as I say, connect the inner space and increase the sense of space inside our heart temple, our heart chakra, yeah? Invite vastness within, yeah? Instead of being afraid and filling up the space outside, we invite the vastness, the infinite universe to come in our awareness within ourselves, yeah? So we put our hands palm facing each other and the same level as the heart center, which is where you have this little cavity in the sternum bone here. In this, and it is in front of us, so it's like a nice space, so it's not stretched over there, and it's not like this, it's just nicely, comfortably in front of you. And we start rolling hands on the side, facing each other. You first, maybe before you start, you can evaluate, sense the space which is between the two palms, which is the polarity of your own magnetic field polarization. You feel that space. You can feel it in the fingers, you feel it in the palm. And when you feel it, you are in touch with that energy that is both inside you and in front of you, the inner space, the outer space. But you close your eyes and you will feel the space inside that you activate. You are activating a sense of openness, inner space, yeah? And the breath is, we breathe through this Cannon breath. And you are activating, and all your awareness is inside, within, yes? But the movement is outside, and it commands the opening of this inner space. You got it? So here we go. Dennis, I don't have the shared access to share sound. So the sound is coming, hopefully.
It
No,
must be there.
I cannot. I just cannot share the sound. There's something wrong here. Oh, I can.
I will make you host.
Maybe now it's working. I try again. I don't know.
Yeah, now it must work. Just make it louder.
Is it working?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear? Okay. So here we go. It's a trance posture. You have to activate your magnetic field. So really move the whole body from your hands and breath. It is a conscious breath, inhaling, exhaling powerfully, consciously. Both, inhale, exhale, both. Go for it. Go for it, go for it, go. Dive into it. Dive deeply, deeply, lose yourself in the space. Now it's unlimited inner space. Slow down, slow down, and stop, hold the space, and now feel there is no dissociation between outer space and inner space. You have created a frequency that you feel as much between your hands, around the shoulder, around your body, as much as inside your heart. And feel this amazing calmness, quietness, and feeling of being loved, kindness. It's all given to you. And you just hold that frequency. You let yourself be nourished and be expanded within. It's an enormous gratitude, a spring of gratitude coming through your heart. You're touched and you're blissful. Okay, inhale deep. And exhale. Relax the posture. Relax your hands. So you see, if you practice this 11 minutes, really diving focus on your inner space and the dissolution of the separation from the outer space and the inner space, you will experience that resonance, which is an amazing gift you can do to yourself, the vastness within. Now, the second is about trusting and connecting your true, your real identity. So this is, again, under the heart center. So you put your left palm against that cavity of your heart center, and the right palm is perpendicular to the arm. So it's almost like taking a vow, but you pull the fingers back so it will activate all the meridians from the right hand. And this is in front of you. And the other one is like this. So it's like, I am true to myself, and I am true to the universe. I am in touch with the universal truth. So that's the attitude of the posture. Now we're going to inhale very long and deep, and we repeat 16 times Satnam Ayam. Satnamayam, 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 Satnamayam. So it is a full exhale, repeating Satnamayam, Satnamayam. This is a complete confirmation that my true identity, this is who I am. So there is no searching anywhere else. Satnam Ayam. Yes, Satnam Ayam. 16 is a perfect square, is a square of 4. Yeah. So you can imagine on your third eye, this square with a 4 square, and we go, the practice of visualization for the 16, and you go Satnamayam, 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 16 times. So you don't have to count. You can visualize 4 square and go around the square. Yeah. So we're going to have a rhythm in the back that help us to support and sustain our breath. So it is nice, peaceful, deep inhaling through the heart and bring the prana up. And concentrate top of your head, connect the top of your head with the third eye. And then when you repeat, you feel this flow of Satnam Ayam, Satnam Ayam, Satnam Ayam, caressing, connecting the sasra with your pituitary center. So we inhale deeply. Satnamayam, 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 Satnamayam. Satnamayam, 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 Satnamayam. Satnamayam. Satnamayam, 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 Satnamayam.
Kundalini Jagannamata Siddhi
Satnamayam, Satnamayam, Satnamayam.
Om Hem Ram Rim Om Haim
Satnamayam, Satnamayam,
Kundalini Jagannamata Siddhi Om Hem Ram Rim Om Haim Om Ram Rim Om Ha Kul Kundalini Jagannamata Siddhi Dev Om Ram Rim Om Ha Kul Kundalini Jagannamata Siddhi Swami Kundalini Jagannamata Siddhi Devi Swaha Om Ram Ram Rim Om Haim Ha Kundalini Jagannamata Siddhi Devi
Satnamayam, 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 Satnamayam. When you finish cycle, inhale deeply, and then you find the dearest part of you right under your palm. You feel touched by your own truth, your own authenticity, and the love of the truth and the truth of the love. Just feeling right there in your heart, you're qualified, you are true, and you feel it. And exhale, relax your hands. This is an unshakable trust in the truth of you. Satnam, I am. That's really the real you. So when you open the inner space, you discover the true you, the real you. And therefore, you can position yourself as an observer. That is the awakening beyond the dream and the collective hypnosis trance. We are awakening ourselves to be observer. So this time we have our arms like this, and if your palms are touching a mirror, you have this big mirror, and you're observing the mirror. But the funny thing is that the mirror reflects you what all the hallucination is around, and you are there, neutral, totally stable, and observing in full awareness, with no judgment, with no interpretation, with no building any resentment. It's just contemplate. So the way we do it is this pranayama, we bring the hands sliding on the mirror up and down. That will be the movement. It's very slow. It's not something fast, but we go like inhaling, sliding up the mirror, exhaling, sliding down. And we'll do it with the combination of inhale nose, exhale nose, inhale mouth, exhale mouth, inhale nose, exhale mouth, inhale mouth, exhale nose. I repeat it 3 times so you get the pattern. You may be accustomed this. We have several kriya where we can use that breath. So I repeat, inhale, nose, nose, exhale, yeah? Inhale, mouth, mouth, exhale, yeah? And then we alternate, inhale, nose, mouth, inhale, mouth, nose. Yeah? So I do it a 3rd time. Nose, nose, up and down, inhale, exhale. Mouth, mouth, up and down, inhale, exhale. Nose, mouth, inhale, exhale, mouth. Yeah? And mouth, nose, inhale, mouth, exhale, nose. So you need to close your eyes, have a sense of touching this mirror, and your palm remain flat. So it is a slight movement up and down on the mirror. And you watching the world, watching humanity, watching the change. with full of your trust and the trust in your kindness. This is a unconditional love that is in all over the universe. It's all made of that frequency of loving kindness, and you just feel this and observing the reality as it is. You just send this loving kindness, so you are in resonance, but from you, from your center, and you know who you are, so you don't need to interpret. So here we go. Close your eyes. And we can start.
Abuelita
Great mirror. So we did 7 minutes now, but when you do it properly, you can go for 11 minutes. It will awaken Kundalini immediately when you are like a witness rooted in the true self, in the real. And you have the arms going like you are moving the universe, you're blessing the universe from your kind and loving kindness. So, and you go in the flow. It's not like up, down. It's like you move the energy from your heart and it comes down in Kundalini cavity and it will activate the move of that energy, your awakening. Yeah, it's amazing effect. So I think we reach our time is now, right now. And I wish this practice will be with you all these months of July to keep yourself awakened. You know, it's a time of distraction. People go on vacation. So imagine being in the dream within the dream. This is power 2 and power 10. So it's just opposite. Instead of escaping in a dream and distraction, come into the true self and awaken yourself as much as you can. So we're going to close our space for today. I thank you for all the support and translator. Yeah, you remember we have Kundalini update coming next Sunday on 25 of June with our 3 very special Kriya to go through. This time is now. What we have now is a practice of pranayama you can do before your sadhana in the morning, any time in the day. The others are Kriya that I share for you to teach, to spread this actualized teaching. So 25 of June at 1 p.m. French time, we'll be there. And we have the demand is getting so high that we reopen. We wanted to stop it, but actually now it's full on. So the level 3 about the saint, which is a complementary of the warrior, the light warrior and the saint is a combination. So we'll do this in September 26 August until 1st of September. So for those who are interested, level 3 is an amazing module that is not actually like a formal teacher training. It is an experience where you dive into archetypes and you're confronted with yourself, how you limit yourself and how you can grow and expand individually and in the group. So it's an adventure. It's a unique experience we'll never teach again. And those who have been here for this last level 3 was amazing. So I invite you to join if you're available that end of August, beginning September. All my love and see you on next Sunday for intense practice. Thank you, Denise. Bless you. Thank you, Gurata, and thank you, Eve. And I think maybe Alexei is translating. I don't know who was. Yes, Alexei, so hello. So let's close the space. Satnam. 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 Bye-bye.